Hello, and thank you for joining me. I'm so glad we get to meet today to discuss Claire's progress in reading. So, as you know, Claire is a very bright, physically active, socially engaged fifth grader who enjoys reading funny stories, realistic fiction, and comic books. She gets along great with her classmates. She asks great questions in class. She is engaged, very engaged, especially when the content is related to her own life. As you know, she struggles with reading comprehension, especially in the area of vocabulary development and reading fluency and prosody. So, as we discussed from her previous data, we thought that a change in her intervention was necessary. We thought that we would change her frequency to 5 days per week, and her intensity would go from 20 minutes to 30 minutes per day. So, with that, her literacy goals are now developing that academic vocabulary that she needs to be successful in the content areas like science and social studies, and with all the amazing breakthroughs that they're now making in the sciences, anthropology, also sociology, all of that. It's so important that Claire be exposed and be able to proficiently read that material so that she can really appreciate all the wonderful advancements that humans are making in today's knowledge environment. Next, her second literacy goal is to improve fluency and prosody. So, to improve her vocabulary, we're going to have Claire develop a vocabulary notebook based on Marzano's template, where she'll network unfamiliar words to words that are more familiar to her. So, building her vocabulary that way. We'll also have her engage in a very physically kind of fun problem-solving activity called three-way match, where she'll match vocabulary words to a related image and the definition. And we'll work with her on that until she's very fluent and accurate in that activity. All right, so again, by building that vocabulary, we hope to increase that reading comprehension so that she really can appreciate all the wonderful concepts and developments that are taking place in the world around us. All right, so one way that you can support our efforts here at school, one way you can support it at home, is by here's a piece of technology that I like to direct parents to. It's called Freckle by Renaissance Learning. And Freckle has a huge library that students can read from. They are able to read at their own independent level. And then Freckle checks the quality of their reading by asking them comprehension questions after every article they read. And then that data gets sent back to me so I can share that with you through Claire's digital portfolio on Dojo. So that's a great tool. And as Claire gets stronger in her reading, then Freckle makes the reading material more challenging. And again, Claire would get to choose from any and all of her interests because Freckle has a huge library. The next support that you can provide at home is to spend 5 minutes a day practicing with Claire on her weekly fluency passage that she gets on Monday. And then we ask that students post their fluency read for the week on Thursday nights. So it would be great if you could be that supportive, welcoming audience and help her post that video of her fluency read on Thursday nights. Another way that you can participate at home is, again, to pay attention to Claire's digital portfolio, because that's where she'll be keeping track of her efforts to meet her goals in vocabulary and fluency. She'll be using Google Sheets in order to input her weekly data, and then those files will be placed in Claire's digital portfolio on Class Dojo. So be on the lookout weekly for Claire's updates to her progress monitoring on the two goals that we just discussed. All right, finally, I want to let you know that there are some great resources out there. One last thing. I want to make sure that also another way to build family literacy is I might suggest, Claire seems really interested in things that are going around locally. So maybe buy a local newspaper and put it in front of her and see if there's something happening locally that she's interested in. Sit down and discuss it with her, and also if it's something that maybe requires or inspires her to take action, work with her on that. Building that loop, that becoming more knowledgeable about her community gives her the power to become a force for change in her community. So I might suggest that. And then I would wrap up with a couple community resources I want to let you know about before I let you go. The first community resource is the Heroes Library locally. It has a great youth, young people's section, and it has a ton of graphic novels that I know might interest Claire. And then finally, for the family at large, there's AZ Send or Ascend, which is a family resource support center. That's a safe, positive environment where families can go and get support with basic needs, basic literacy, continuing education, and so forth. So I just wanted you to know that there were these community resources available for you if indeed you needed them. So again, thank you so much. I'm glad we had this opportunity to discuss Claire's progress, and I'll be reaching out weekly through Claire's progress monitoring, and then we'll meet back together in 8 weeks' time to discuss where we're at with Claire's new goals. All right, again, thank you so much for meeting with me, and we'll see you in 8 weeks' time. Goodbye.